All right, it's been a couple days. I know I'm behind by a lot, but anyway, I owe y'all 5 recommendations. So, since it's February, the month of love, I'm gonna recommend y'all some romance anime. Let's get into it. So, the first show I'm gonna recommend today is Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. This show came out in the summer of 2019, and even though it is technically categorized as a romance anime, I would definitely say this one is more leaning into the drama and a coming of age story as opposed to being a hardcore romance, quote unquote. So in this show, we follow this group of girls in high school, and they're all a part of the literature club. And obviously, going into high school, bodies start to mature, thoughts start to change. You start to recognize different aspects of yourself that you weren't even aware of before. These characters become more aware of their thoughts, their desires. They're more interested in things that they weren't interested in before. They start to discover who they're infatuated by, who they may have feelings for. So it's all about discovering themselves and how to deal with these newfound emotions that everybody goes through when they grow up. I said it definitely leans more into the drama than the romance, but it was a very good watch and I highly recommend. Next up, we have an absolute staple and another one that really isn't hardcore romance. It's more comedy than anything else, but we have Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Usually I hate when shows are all about misunderstandings and whatnot, but this show makes it hilarious and is super fun watch. We have Chio, she's in love with Nozaki, confesses her love to him, and he gives her an autograph. Unbeknownst to her, he is a famous mangaka that writes under a different pen name, and so begins all of the misunderstandings. Chio agrees to help Nozaki with his manga, and in this process, she hopes that she can reveal her feelings to him and finally get him to realize, but he is literally the most dense character of all time. I promise you, if you have not seen this show, you are going to love it when you check it out. If you don't, then you're just wrong. Next up, we have a story that I think a lot of people can relate to, and this one is Our Love Has Always Been 10 Centimeters Apart. This is done by Honeyworks and also has a movie connected to the show called I've Always Loved You. Anyway, in this show, we follow Haruka and Mio, who are classmates who are very much polar opposites, but from a chance encounter have become friends, and they've only grown closer over time, but have never been anything more than friends. Clearly, both have feelings for each other. Even their friend groups are like, yo, how are they not together yet? But they're both trying to figure out how to navigate these new feelings and what to do about it. As their high school days are coming to an end, Haruka wants to become this big movie producer slash director, and Mio's not really sure what she wants to do with her life. But again, they're trying to figure out how can we get closer even though the time is getting shorter. It's really a beautiful story about growing together while also growing separately at the same time and being able to respect certain boundaries, but also want to be together. You just have to watch it. Next one I'm going to recommend is actually a movie and not a show, and this one is Ride Your Wave. In Ride Your Wave, we follow Hinako, who is a college student, excited about being in a new city, and she actually meets Minato by chance because her apartment building gets set on fire, and he is a firefighter and comes in and saves her, and obviously you know how this story goes. They become well acquainted, fall in love with each other, they have a mutual love for surfing that unites them. United by surfing, but also torn apart by surfing, and no, this isn't a spoiler because it's literally in every commercial clip you would ever see from this movie. Minato dies in a surfing accident. I won't tell you what happens after the accident, but just know that Hinako's life is forever changed. Not only is this a beautiful romance story, but it's an incredible story about dealing with the loss of loved ones, getting past regret and grief, and going on with your life. Last but not least for this video, we have Love After World Domination. In this show, we follow Fudo, who is Red Gelato of the Gelato 5. He's basically a Red Power Ranger, whatever they want to call it in the show. And then we have Desumi, who is like one of the leading commanders of the villain group that Gelato 5 is constantly fighting with. Obviously, as you could have guessed it, these two are in love, and they are secretly dating on the side while their two groups are fighting each other, like to the point where they're fighting each other in a battle, and they're just like off to the side behind a wall like, oh, so how was your day? Like, I've missed you. Like, I haven't seen you in so long. It is really, really funny. It's a cute show, something you don't really need to pay super hard attention to. And you also see some of these other characters on both sides kind of go through that, oh, this person might have feelings for this person, and this one kind of has feelings for this one. Just a really fun show and a great show to throw on in the background as well. If you've made it this far, thanks for hanging out, and let me know what you think about any of the shows that you've seen.